This video is important because even in my worst months, I made at least 60 to 70,000 per month as a freelancer. And why this is important is a lot of people are not able to reach that stage, and they feel that whatever people are saying about freelancing is maybe a scam or they are not cut out for it. But in this video, I'm going to tell you how to approach freelancing so that you can also reach your highest potential. The very first thing, treat it like a business and not a hobby. This might sound very cliche, but it is not, because most people actually treat it like a hobby. If you want to become a successful freelancer, you have to have a strong personal brand. You have to reach out to people every day and tell them how you can help them. Even if you face rejection, even if you feel it's not working in the first month, in the second month, in the third month, still you have to keep going. For example, when I started out, I was writing blogs, and the first blog that I wrote, I got paid rupees 100 for it. And that first 100 rupees was just like an assurance that this is possible and maybe this is something that I can figure out. Before getting that 100, I was not getting any clients. I was posting, I was reaching out to people, and I did not give up. Yes, I got my first client very early, maybe within 1 or 2 weeks of trying this, but I was so aggressive that it had to work. I used to reach out to people every day. I used to post on Facebook groups every day. I used to work on my social media profiles. Back then it was not called personal branding, but I was posting, I was trying to, make my profile look good, and I was working on that every day. And when you do that, even when you don't know a few things initially, there are a lot of things that you figure out along the way. So if you are just sitting there and thinking that this is too complicated or I don't have enough time, that is not true. I was doing this even after having a full-time job, even after being married and having a household where I had to do some chores every day. Still, I was able to do this and make this my full-time thing. That is the first thing that you need to do. Treat it like a business. The second thing is keep working on your personal brand and marketing yourself and your services. A lot of people shy away from doing this, but this is what will make your freelance business sustainable. The more you build your personal brand, the more opportunities will come to you. For example, when I had started freelancing, if I was only focusing on building my skill and working on projects or reaching out to people to turn them into clients, and if I was not focusing on building my personal brands, I would not have most of the clients that I'm working with today, because all of them found me through my personal brand. They saw my profile, they saw my posts, they found all those things promising, which is why they felt like reaching out to me. And once they had a conversation with me, they felt like they want to go ahead with me. But the very first thing was that personal brand. So that is how important it is. And again, a lot of people out there are sitting and thinking that there are so many people who are doing this, and there are so many people on LinkedIn, so many people on Instagram who are ahead of me. Why will anybody work with me and stuff like that? If you work on the right skills, for example, one is personal brand. In your personal brand, there are a lot of aspects. It's not just social media, it's your personality. If you work on your personality, your communication skills, your writing skills, how you look in your images or in your videos, how you talk. So a lot of aspects are there. If you work on them, or if you are already confident with a lot of them, then that can work really well for you. So even if you are a beginner, if you come with some confidence, some skills, and if you're willing to put in the hard work and keep improving yourself, you will get clients, because there are a lot of clients who do not have a lot of budget to work with experienced people. They want to work with beginners who initially, charge less, who can bring them some kind of results. And if you do that, the client will grow, you will grow along with the client, your pay will increase, and then you will start getting more clients. So that is how freelancing works. I remember when I started freelancing, I had joined a course. There were hundreds of people in that course. A lot of us made it, and a lot of us are successful. And we are not bothered about competition, because we are getting our clients, we are doing our work, and things are working out. So there is enough opportunity for everyone out there. Third is take on challenges even when they feel scary or even when they don't align with you. For example, when I started, I was very confident with content writing, because I had been writing from my childhood in my diary or, online. I always loved writing. That was my way of expressing myself. And I was sure that if I was given a topic or, any subject, I would be able to write something on that. But in the process, I was also working on building my personal brand, and that taught me social media marketing. So, along with working on content writing projects, I decided to give social media marketing a try. I felt that if I was able to do it for myself, maybe I'll be able to do it for other people also. So that gave me some confidence to go ahead with social media marketing, and I tried that and it worked. Now, in social media marketing, I had selected this niche for me, which is LinkedIn. I was helping people grow their LinkedIn personal brands, and I was doing that for I think more than a year. But then one client wanted me to work on her Instagram. Instagram was something that I had been working on, but I was never consistent enough to bring results for myself. Yes, I had a profile, yes, I had some followers, but it was never up to the mark. I never felt confident enough to, make it my offer or to, offer any services around. But still, even when it felt uncomfortable, even when it felt that I might not be able to crack it, I still said yes to that client. And today I can tell I have brought so many leads for that client from her Instagram. And now I'm working with even more clients for Instagram. So I was open to challenges and I was open to learning something new. And in fact, a few months back, I started working on my Instagram, and today I have more than, I think, 8,100 followers, which feels crazy because there was a time when I was just completely stuck at 800 and I could not go beyond that. You have to be open to learning new things. For example, if you start with graphic designing, then you have to understand what people are looking for. Maybe you start as an ebook cover designer, and then somebody asks you to design a logo or design a carousel. Then you have to adapt to these changes or these requests that people bring to you, and that is how you'll be able to learn new things and grow and get more clients. So basically, if you want a sustainable freelancing business, you have to keep learning, you have to keep working on your skills, and you have to be open to challenges. And the last thing is keep showcasing your work. Now, when I say market your services or build your personal brand, a lot of people do that, but they do not understand that they also need to showcase their work. They need to talk about what they have done for their clients again and again. If you don't have a client, talk about what you have done in your job, maybe, or maybe you've written something for your own social media that has done really well. Whatever it is, you need to find things and you need to talk about it so that people out there can understand not just what you do, but whatever you do, what that can do for them. So, for example, if you wrote a LinkedIn post for yourself and that got you 10,000 impressions, then that is something you need to talk about. That is something you need to create a post about. Whatever skills you feel you are good at, or whatever you are identifying along the way, you need to talk about it. You need to promote yourself. You need to tell stories around how you did things, maybe in your school, maybe in your college. Maybe you were really afraid of being on the stage, how you overcame that. So, everything, every good thing that you can find about yourself, you need to talk about it. In my social media strategy, I try to make sure every week I am posting something where I am showcasing something that I have achieved for myself or for my clients. Let's say I helped a client go from maybe 500 followers to 10,000 followers on Instagram. I would talk about that. If one week, a client appreciated me for something, maybe it's just a post that did really well, then I'll talk about it. So I keep my ears and eyes open for all the little good things that keep happening, and I keep talking about it, and that actually brings me clients. So yes, these are the few things that I keep working on even after being in this business for 5 years. And if you are just starting out, or if you are trying to scale, or if you want to do this as a side hustle alongside your job, these are some things that you need to work on. And if you consistently work on these things, I guarantee you, you can have a sustainable freelance business where even on your worst months, you are earning a lot. If this video was useful, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And if you want to know ways to find clients for your freelancing business, you can go and watch this video.